Hello and welcome to Nick Circle. This is my second video on the topic responsibility. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. And your success in your life is determined by your ability to respond positively on any situation you encounter. And this ability of yours is exactly what we call responsibility. Here in this video, we are looking at responsibility in that context. If you take a look at this world, most of the people are not getting their desired results in life. They feel stuck, they get angry or frustrated about their current situation in life. And if any of you feel the same, if any of you feel unhappy or frustrated about any of the areas in your life, it's mainly because most probably you are behaving, you are thinking and playing the role of a victim in your life. And the most dangerous part is you don't even realize it. This behavior of yours will create a pattern in you, and this pattern will eventually become a pessimistic self-fulfilling prophecy in your life. So what do I mean by being a victim? A victim is somebody who just gives away the control of his or her life to something, and that something can be a person, a situation, or any challenge that comes on their way against their will. Victims are the people who completely lose their control over any negative situation they just encounter. They just miserably live through that negative situation with high stress levels. They always complain, blame, and start making excuses without taking any strong actions. They don't even try to find a solution to get out of that situation. Even if they try, they easily give up. And in some extreme cases, I've even seen people taking away their own lives due to this victim mentality. So how do we take back the control of our life? How can we be in charge of our lives? Is there a real solution to this problem? And the answer to that question is a big yes. There is a solution to it, and the solution is nothing but taking complete responsibility to yourself. Taking complete responsibility to your actions, your reactions, and your responses in whatever happens to you in life. Let me give you some examples. Let's take the example of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years of his life. While being imprisoned, his mother and son passed away. He was not even permitted to attend their funerals by the jail authorities. Can you imagine the amount of grief Nelson Mandela went through at that time? The same Nelson Mandela, after his jail term, went on to become the first president of South Africa. He was at the age of 75 during that time. Not only this, he received more than 260 awards, which includes the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize. He also received 50 honorary degrees from different universities worldwide, and many, many more. So Nelson Mandela's response to hard situations in his life was totally different from the rest of the crowd. He always accepted his situation and took complete responsibility of all the situations in his life. That's how he succeeded. His ability to positively respond to any situation that life throws at him was the key to his phenomenal success. Let's take another example. One of my idols, the Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone. He comes from an extremely poor background. During his early struggling days in Hollywood, he was rejected more than 1,500 times by the Hollywood film agents in New York. The main reason for his rejection was, from birth, the lower left side of his face was paralyzed, and he could not even speak clearly. Irrespective of all his failures, Sylvester Stallone went on to be one of the greatest success stories in Hollywood. Even now, at the age of 70, he is going rock solid. There's an awesome quote in one of his movies. The quote says, "You are where you are because of the decisions and responses to the situations you have made in your life. The choice has always been yours to make. Either choose to be great or choose to be a waste." Sylvester Stallone is a fantastic reference point for taking 100% responsibility, complete responsibility in his life, no matter how hard he was getting hit in his life. Oprah Winfrey had a terrible childhood. She was abused by her own family members, and at the age of 14, she even had to run away from her home due to this. right now, if you look at Oprah Winfrey, she's a multi-billionaire and she's the richest female celebrity on earth right now. These are very few examples of people who demonstrated to the world that the moment you take complete responsibility in your life, that moment you can change anything you want in your life. So, what can be the action plan to achieve success through responsibility? Well, the first step is to eliminate the habit of blaming and complaining from your life forever. You'll have to put a complete full stop to blaming and complaining in your life. The funny part about blaming and complaining is that people almost always complain or blame about something to the wrong person. They complain about something to someone who cannot do anything about their complaint. They go to work and complain about their spouse. They sit with their spouse and complain about their work. Guys, it takes some courage to ask your spouse for behavioral change. It also takes courage to ask your boss to organize a better work environment. The source of almost all the negative emotions comes from the habit of blaming and complaining about someone or something that puts us through a challenging situation in life. Just imagine a life without any negative emotions. I think we will be happy 24/7. If that happens, our life is gonna be much better. So wonderful, isn't it? Always remember, your mind can only focus on one thought at a time, either positive or negative. Thinking about taking complete responsibility is a positive thought. That thought itself eliminates negativity and makes you feel in control of the situation. So anytime you feel negative or you feel like complaining, blaming, etc., say to yourself, I am responsible, I am responsible, I am responsible. Okay, I know you might be thinking, but Nick, I am in a situation which involves a lot of other people. How am I responsible for that? How am I responsible for what they did? Well, here is how. In every situation, whether you are involved directly or indirectly, you are always at least partially responsible for it. You got yourself into that situation. Whether it's your job, whether it's your marriage, a relationship, or finances, you are the one who got yourself into it by your actions in the past. You knew there was something wrong with it, and you still stayed in that situation. Now you cannot complain and cannot say that you're not responsible for it. You're not innocent at all. At least you had something to do with it. Now let's take another example. A situation where you're not at all responsible. Maybe you were not involved with that situation at all. Let's say a tsunami or an earthquake hits your city and you lost everything you had. In that case, what will you do? You think you're not at all responsible for that, right? I would say you are still responsible to how you respond to that situation. Instead of crying, shouting, blaming God and getting angry, try to respond to it differently in a positive way. If you look at the internet, there are hundreds of incredible stories from all over the world where people got hit by some kind of natural disaster, and when they took complete responsibility, the outcome became positive. Japan is one of the greatest examples for this. They were hit by atomic bomb during World War II. They also suffered from back-to-back natural disasters like earthquakes, typhoons, tsunamis. And look at them right now. They are still one of the world's superpower. So my dear friends, from now on, from this moment onwards, put a full stop on complaining and blaming in your life. Take complete responsibility of whatever happens to you. That is what successful people do. And it is one of the most powerful way you can bring your desired outcomes in life. Please remember that this world really does not owe you anything. It's up to you to make the change. Your response to any situation literally has the power to change the situation itself. The more and more conscious you are in your ability to respond, the more and more creative, happy, and successful your life would be. So be the creator of your life. And I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions regarding to this topic, Comment below on the comment section or just send me a mail on nickcircle2017@gmail.com. May God bless you all and see you again on Nick Circle. Peace.